I suppose it has stamina, it has speed, it has strong, because I've seen polo players bump into each other, almost like right off against each other.
The horse makes a huge difference. I would say has to be quick to everything.
Hello and welcome to Charlie's podcast, the place we talk about Sotogrande, the place, the people and the passions that make this beautiful community work. Today with us we have Santi Torreguitar, who is Mr. Polo here in Sotogrande, and we're going to talk horses and champagne. Santi, you're very welcome. I always ask people when they come on to this podcast, their first question is, how would you introduce yourself to somebody that's never met you?
Let me see. Somebody that's been involved in polo for a long time. I started when I was 18 years old or so. Mm-hmm. I traveled to Florida for many years, then to Belgium, and then to here. So I've been involved in polo, and I'm a great supporter of the sport.
I can see that. You are from Argentina originally. I mean, we're speaking in English, but your accent is from that part of the world. Is that correct?
I'm born in Argentina. My mother's side of the family is Irish, but I'm Argentinian. Yeah.
Okay, so a polo pony, I'm told, is the best one. Is a cross between a Irish hunter and a criollo Argentinian horse. Is that right? So does that make you a good polo player?
Not so much Irish hunter, but Irish thoroughbred.
Okay.
And a criollo. That's how they started. Okay. But now they have refined to the breeding to what is called Argentinian polo horse.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll get into that later. How did you end up in Sotogrande from Argentina to Florida, and how did you cross the Atlantic?
I was working in Belgium. A friend, Julian Hipwood, introduced me to some people in Belgium, and I went there to manage the club.
Okay.
David Stirling was also helping in Belgium another club. We met there, and after 10 years of Belgium, he asked me to come to Sotogrande, and I had enough of the cold weather and rainy. So
you're like many of my clients who had enough of the cold weather in the north and come this way. And how long ago was that? When did you first come here?
That was 26 years ago.
26 years ago. So
I came,
not yesterday.
I came in 99, and Roger was born like 2 months after we were here. So so Roger goes when he's 26 years old. I know that I've been here 26 years.
Okay, very good. Because as we get older, we keep forgetting things.
For
not
sure.
Right? So would you say that polo has been part of all your life? Yeah, it's been your thing. Do you remember your first pony or horse?
My first, not my dad's, because my dad's I was too young, I can't really remember that many. But my first was a horse called Bahar, and it was an Arab horse in Florida.
Yeah.
And we made him play polo, and he was quite okay.
Yeah? But he wasn't a
for
polo.
An Arab.
For an Arab.
For an Arab.
An Arab horse. Yeah, but very fast, presumably.
No, he was good.
Yeah?
He was handy.
So any anecdotes about Bahar you can share with us? Funny bits?
I bought it from some lady in Florida, and we couldn't get him in the trailer when we went to pick him up. And the lady say, well, he eats oranges, because he was in an orange grove. So
you put him in.
I put an orange in and he followed us to eat the orange into the trailer.
There you go. I'm not sure whether horses are clever or stupid.
Well, they're quite clever.
I'm sure they're quite clever. Yeah. So, what was a turning point in your life? What made you say polo is for me? Because it is a passion, I suppose.
Yes. I was in Argentina. I was 18, 19. I was playing rugby at that time, and quite a good level of rugby in the first and second division of Argentinian rugby. I was studying university, and I was also working.
Yeah.
And every 20 of the month I didn't have any more money, so I had to the last 10 days was always a hassle and working and playing and this and one moment somebody offered me to go to Florida to work.
Okay.
And
in the polo industry.
In the polo industry.
Tell me, rugby is my passion as well, and I played a lot of rugby, and I was in South America, in Chile. I won't ask you your age, but I played against St. George's as a kid. You know, they were great games from the other side. Also in Uruguay, Belgrano, the Belgrano Day School, which was the team that had that horrible accident. Remember, with the rugby team coming across. Did we cross paths? I wonder, because we're probably about the same age.
Well, I played many times against all Georgians. That's all Georgian is from the St. George's School in Quilmes. I played against many. It was 12 years of rugby in Argentina, so I know a lot of the main clubs in there. I'm 66, so.
Well, I'm 66,
so maybe. I remember I had a fight with somebody that looked like you.
In those days, you could fight. These days, you go like this, and you're off. You know.
It's gotten very soft, the rugby in these days.
Although they're professional, you know, but they don't hit each other like we used to. That's very good, very funny. Okay, moving on to polo itself. For people that don't know about polo, you know, it's 8 guys running around. They jump off a horse, they jump on a horse, and they got these mallets, and they're hitting these sticks, and they're going one direction, then they're going the other direction. Let's start. Where was it created? Where was it invented? I gather in the Middle East or the Far East or somewhere. Don't we know?
Yes, it started somewhere in Persia, and it was very rudimentary. And then, of course, the English guys came and put rules to the game and rules to everything. And you can't do this and that. They played a lot in India in those days. And
was it the army?
Yes.
Okay.
They played a lot, and them just developed. And for Argentina it's a country with the right environment to play polo, because here in Spain it's not very easy to find the flat surface to make a field. If you find one, you have to find one that you can irrigate quite a bit, because water is an issue here.
Sure.
I suppose in Argentina it's you have normal rains all year round, and there is flat lands everywhere, so it's easy. You have the space, you have the horses, so it developed into.
But why did it get to Argentina? I mean, if it came from India,
I think the English took it to Argentina.
Like they took rugby,
there is so much.
Like they took football.
Yeah, there is so much
the other way.
Heritage, English heritage in Argentina. Yeah. You have Welsh people, you have English people, Scots, Irish people, Scots everywhere, and so it's a bit of a. They took it there, and it took off.
Right, and Sport of Kings, of course, because is that to do with the cost of it? Is that, or is it just?
I'm not sure why it's called Sport of Kings, but it could be the cost. I mean, it's not like, I don't know, golf or something that you finish your round, you put your clubs in the closet, and you don't have to feed them, and you don't have to. So, in polo you have 6, 7, 8, 10 horses, and you play, it's fine. You don't play, you still have to feed them, and it requires a lot of care.
Yeah, the game itself, for someone that doesn't know, it's very complicated to understand. Although maybe not that complicated once you explain the rules. I mean, there are chuckers, and there's 7 of them, and there's 6 of them, and 7 minutes between. You know, how does it work? Just for the person that doesn't understand.
You have chuckers, which are the periods that you play, and you have from 4 to 6, 4 in the lower levels, 6 in the higher levels, and in Argentina you have up to 8 in the
Right.
in the top level. As far as the rules, I think it's like driving in a city with a lot of cars going in all directions and this
Yeah.
and that. You come to a corner and one has the right of way and the other one has to wait, and the same with polo. And the polo, what it makes the road in polo is the traveling of the ball from A to B.
Yeah.
So in that line, that road of the polo ball is in that direction you can go.
Okay.
But you cannot come 90 degrees across unless there is nobody coming through that line.
Okay.
The idea is to keep the game flowing and moving and not to slow it down, which they're starting with a few new rules trying to improve that so that the game continues moving. But it's if you come into a highway and you want to come in the highway, you need to make sure that you are okay with the right of way.
Okay. Yeah, and that line is difficult. You don't
That,
have to
li-
cross
that line is changing all the time, and that's
And everyone's right-handed. There's no left-handed polo players. Well,
Uh,
maybe they are, but they play with their right hands or not.
Now you have to play with the right hand. They used to be able to play with the left hand,
Okay.
but you play with the left hand, but the rules were made for right hand. So if you're going down the field and somebody comes to meet you, if you're left-handed and the other one is right-handed and you're meeting directions, the left-handed player has to go to the other side and hit in the offside.
All right.
Not,
So they have to give way, so to speak,
Yeah.
in the thing. Okay.
and there was until 1970 or something, there were still some left-handed
Right.
players in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah. Someone told me, I think it was Gaetan, that here you play with the proper wooden bocha, and you do that in Argentina, and everywhere else is like plastic.
They play the
The ball.
22 goal level here in August with the wooden ball, and they play the top level of Argentina with wooden ball, and the rest is all plastic. Even the lower levels in Argentina are plastic.
And what's the difference? I mean, is it tradition?
I think
or?
it's a tradition.
Yeah.
The plastic ball travels a bit more,
Okay.
and you can have plastic ball. The making of the plastic ball, it's pretty much always the same. The plastic ball, and a wooden ball depends on the density of the wood and trying to get all of the same type of wood
Yeah.
to make the balls is not as easy as to have in the plastic ball.
Okay. Very interesting. Obviously, there are 8 men, but also there are 8 animals on the field. How important is the horse? I mean, do the top guys have very, very much better mounts than the lowers? Or how does that work?
The horse makes a huge difference, I would say. And let's say players of the same level. If you have 2 amateurs of one goal, one goal and one goal, they can hit the ball about the same, they can ride the same, they know the rules about the same, but the one that is going to make the difference is the one with the better horse.
Right.
The same happen with top players.
Yeah.
With top players, they are all very good and they can all carry the ball and do wonderful things. But the one that is going to make the difference is the one with the better horse.
Right.
So the horse they are huge importance.
And the horse is good because I suppose it has stamina, it has speed, it has strong. Because I've seen polo players bump into each other, almost like ride off against each other, and it's
the main thing is has to be quick to everything. You know, the speed. Nowadays, all the horses, they have the speed to play.
Yeah.
But the quickness from 0 to 50,
yeah. The acceleration.
The acceleration of the horse and the turning and the handle and the stop of the horse is what makes a difference with the better horse or the acceleration that a horse has is
and training a horse, is that something that takes years, or is it
yes,
some of them are more natural and enjoy it, or does the
of course there is some horses that are more natural than others, they in Argentina they are breeding a lot of horses, you have out of the same mare and the same stallion you can have a horse that is fantastic and one that is okay. So that's a little bit of the training involved. You have Maradona and his brothers were not
as good,
not so fantastic, so there is a little bit of that.
How many horses or ponies? I mean, some people
horses, ponies.
How many horses would a typical top player have? I mean, a 10 Cambiaso, a Pieres. What would they have in a typical game? 6 horses?
No.
5?
No.
More? Less?
More.
In one game.
In one game in Argentina, they will take about 16 horses for one player. In one game in America or in England, they will take 12, 13. This is now this level of polo is like Formula One.
Changing the tires.
Changing the tires. You have if this table is the field, you have your horses here, and you send one there and one there, and when you score a goal or the ball, if you score a goal, for instance, you have 25 seconds to come to the middle before the referee throws the ball in. Yeah. And that 25 seconds, you jump from one to the other, and you're back here before the game comes in. And you do that maybe twice a checker. So the horses now, instead of playing 7 minutes
non-stop,
going all the time, they're playing maybe 2 minutes and a half, 3 minutes, then they change, and that same horse will come back a bit later and play another 3 minutes and a half, but they don't do it all in one go.
So the sprinters, comparing it to marathon runners,
the way they train the horses now are more for sprinting than for marathon.
Wow.
Before, the horses had the stamina to last for 7 minutes, and it was no problem at all. Now the training that they do is more muscular, stronger, but at 4 minutes they are tired.
Wow, I mean it's incredible.
And there is a new rule that applies very much everywhere, not for the top level, but for the medium level and the low goal level. You have actually a 1 minute in the middle of every checker to change horse. So you don't have to do the Formula One deal, but you go, you change your horse, and you come back in 1 minute.
Is it called handicapping? The goal system, yeah.
Yes.
How does that work? I mean, if I know in golf, if I go and I hit
golf is easier.
Yeah, because
golf is much easier because it's a individual sport.
Yeah.
And you're playing against the course.
Exactly.
So if the course is 72 and you're doing 80 every round, and 80 and 80 and 81 or 79, it's easy to get your handicap.
Yeah.
And polo is a team sport.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the world polo now is played pro-am. So there is professionals and amateurs together. And it's a bit more complicated for the handicapping. But the handicapping you try to do in the way the guys are playing, in the results that they're getting. If they're winning some tournaments and some important tournaments, if this team won some important tournament, we'll probably go up 1 or 2 goals for the next season. If the team didn't win anything it will go down in handicap.
And who decides that?
there is a handicap committee. The Spanish Federation has a handicap committee. They meet at the end of the year. This guy played fantastic. This guy was not so good.
No.
And you change some of the guys.
Okay.
Most of the time, the changing, it's with young players. They're always improving.
Of course.
And it's, you can see that quite easily.
How many? The top is 10, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And how many
it
are
works the opposite from golf. So golf, 0 or 1, it's really good golfer is the best, and polo 10 is the best. 0 is the worst.
Okay. And how many 10s are there around? I mean, how many Tiger Woods in the polo world? Or should I say McIlroy now?
I think, I'm not sure how many 10 goals are now, but I think it's around 6. In general, 10 goals in everywhere in the world. So some guys are 10 in England, but are 9 in the States, or 9 in Argentina, or they're 10 in Argentina, 9 in England, and that works because they're playing very good maybe in Argentina, so they are 10, they have a fantastic team, and they have fantastic horses, but they go to play in America, or they play in another country, or UK, and they don't have the same organization, the same horses, and they don't perform as well.
Right. I don't want to get too technical, but if you have two teams that don't have the same average goals, they start the game with an advantage of a goal.
Yes.
Yeah. So you give away a goal to begin with.
The handicapping works to try to level up the game. And if you have a team, let's say you're playing a medium level tournament of 12 gold. 12 gold, the maximum. So between the 4 players, you add up to 12. And one team is 12 goals and the other one is 10 goals. You give 2 goals to the team of 10 to even it up.
Right.
You give that advantage is given on 6 checkers.
Okay.
So you have to play 6 checkers to get the full advantage.
Okay.
If you play 4 checkers, you get a little bit less.
Okay. Not half.
4 checkers is a mathematical equation.
Right.
So you do 2 goals on 6, 2 by 4 divided 6, and you get 1.5.
All right. So the half is important.
Yeah,
You make all the
yeah,
difference. Yeah. Okay. Just on the horses again, breeding is very important, obviously, because you get a very good horse. It's valuable. What does a top horse cost now? I mean, a horse, presumably you don't buy them as a foal, you buy them as a trained animal.
You do a bit of everything. So if you're aiming to play in a medium level matches or tournaments team in England or Spain, you can spend 30,000-40,000 euros and buy quite a decent horse. If you're playing in a top level of professional polo, England and America are the ones with the bigger budgets, and those tournaments. Some of the top players they go 100 to 200 grand.
Wow,
for horses. Yeah.
And that horse will be typically how old? 3 years?
No.
Older?
You start playing a horse. You start playing him hard, maybe at 6.
Okay.
So you start training at 3.
Yeah.
But at 3 they're quite good, but when you play them, they're not tough enough, and the bones and the structure of the horse is not tough enough. So if you push them too much, they get some injuries.
Sure.
So at 6 years old, then you're okay.
Okay.
And to buy one if it is 10 years old and the horse is fantastic and Cambiaso wants him, he pays a lot of money.
Right.
But again, he breeds 100 to 200 horses every year, and he gets his own. But if there is a good one from another breeder or another player, he will also.
The breeding is mostly in Argentina. Is it because it's cheaper to do, maybe, and to maintain the places?
I think again, Argentina is the right place because you have the space and you have the land, and it's cheaper to keep the operation going. But you breed everywhere.
Right.
They breed in England, they breed in Spain, they breed, but not the same amount, the amount of horses.
Right. And just before we move on, who are the legendary players? Who would be the? Going back in time. You got here the Pieres brothers, you got Cambiaso, now his son.
You have going back a bit. You have the Harriots and Alberdis and Dorignac. Then you had Eduardo Moore. You had Gonzalo Pieres' father. You had many, Gonzalo Tanoira. Then more in modern age, you have Cambiaso, which is 50 now, and he's still in the top level.
Yeah.
Cambiaso is a fantastic player. And now
would he be the Maradona of
Cambiaso it's been the dominant player for the last 20 years.
Right.
Yeah. And now you have Camilo Castañola Jeta, the son of Lolo, that is a fantastic player, really, really good, and his brother Barto.
Okay. The no names there sounded American or British. Is that because the passion isn't there, or is it just a? I know it's not a maybe no pros. It's a hobby.
It's a hobby, but it's now there is a whole industry behind, and like I say, it's a pro-am sport. So you have. If you play golf, so if there is a tournament and couples or something, and you decide, I'd like to try to win this, maybe I hire Tiger to play with me, or Rory, or one of those guys, and you go and you play with one of those.
Okay.
The same happens in polo.
So that's a patron, basically. Who's got the funds.
Which normally he's it's a very well off guy, and he likes to win the US Open or the Queen's Cup or the Gold Cup here or in England. That are tournaments that are very prestigious tournaments, and you try to make the best possible.
When they play for the honor and the cup. There's no money involved, is there?
There is only very few tournaments with prize money, but. It's basically for the honor.
Yeah, so the honor and cool. Let's move on to Sotogrande. Sotogrande is involved in polo. It's one of what I call the pillars of Sotogrande. We have the golf, with Valderrama and the tournaments we have. We have some sailing as well. One of the pillars is a school. I think the school is a pillar of Sotogrande. And polo. Polo is been here almost since day one, where Trocadero is now. I think they used to play polo back in the day, in the late 60s.
Actually, just around the corner from here afterwards,
so it's a long time that it's established. How did that start? You weren't here then, but would you know?
I wasn't here, and I'm not exactly sure how it started, but I think the grandfather of Roddy Williams and Nick Williams' dad, I think they started in Campamento with some polo, and there was some sort of polo there. Then I think the McMicken and
Zobels
and this, they sort of
because
organized.
Zobels are Ayala, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
They tried to look for a place. They found the place here. They started with the Trocadero field. It was fantastic. It started, we were playing, I think, the 53rd Gold Cup. So it's been 50-something years. I went through some rough times when they had the equine African disease or whatever, and everything was shut. And it was quite bad because you couldn't
move,
go out or bring horses in.
COVID for horses.
Yeah, but David Sterling did very good, and he managed to keep it going, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. Wow. When you first arrived, then Polo was established. It was,
yes.
And you came to Santa Maria, or did you come as a?
I came to Santa Maria.
Okay, and you've been there for 25 years, so it's
26 years. About 3 years ago, I was always with Ramon, and Ramon decided that he had enough. And Ayala took over, and we needed some new blood, and they're doing fantastic. So 23 years I ran the club.
How has that evolved? I mean, what was it 20 years ago, and what was the big change? Because, as you said, the Rio fields are not used anymore, which is, I think, sad, because that was a traditional place. Yeah. They've gone to the other side. The Ayala fields have got more and more popular and are used. Now we know there is, La Capilla there.
Dos Lunas.
Dos Lunas is there. Polo Valley is here. So they weren't here at the time, so it's all grown.
At the time, it was only Santa Maria.
Yeah.
And Santa Maria when I arrived, had the fields at Rio and the fields at San Enrique and at Puente de Hierro. And when I arrived here, I think the idea was to try to open up more, to more
popularize it,
popularize it, to try to get more teams from England or this and that. I had been in Belgium, like I say, and I knew a lot of people there, and tried to bring some of those guys and open it up a bit more. And we managed to achieve that. Dominic Mahoney was here and also helping a lot. David was fantastic always. We opened it up, and I think in 2006, 2005 or something, we had like 34 teams in total in August, and it was unbelievable.
Ponies horses are flown in from all over, aren't they? I mean,
yes, but mainly the horses, they come by truck in Europe, and the horses that are flown are from Argentina. They come at the beginning of the season. They come to Spain, or they go to England, or they go to France, wherever the team is based.
Let's spend the summer.
And they go all over Europe, and the main place to play in middle of July to end of August is here. So teams from everywhere.
I always say that Sotogrande is like one of the majors. It goes from Argentina in December, then it goes to Wellington in Florida, then it goes to Guards, and then it comes here, maybe via France.
If you look from the beginning of the season, so January, February, March, and until last week was the final of the US Open, it's mostly the US is where they have all the top players. There is a small season developing in Dubai, but it's US. Then May to end of July, middle of July is England. August is here, and October, November, December is in Argentina.
Right. We also have people here from the Far East, don't we? We have who come, and from Dubai. Yep. The Dubai team has done very well here.
Dubai team is a fantastic team, and it's a very well-known team all over the world.
And again, it's a passion from one guy, presumably, who likes to play and can afford to pay the big jockeys or the big Formula One driver, so to speak, to ride for him, and they've done very well.
Yes, but he's probably the one that did the best, because he played with Adolfito when Adolfito was younger, and he took the best years of Adolfito.
Mm-hmm. This is Cambiaso.
Cambiaso,
Yeah.
And then Adolfito went to another team. He didn't play for a few years, and then he took the Castañola boys.
Right.
And now the Castañola boy is the same as Adolfito
Was when he was younger.
When he was younger, yeah. He's such a fantastic player.
Right. Cool. The setup here. I know someone who has been to in Buenos Aires to the final and has lived in Argentina, and he said that the setup here is the best he's seen ever in the world. Now, I don't know what that means. Maybe more for the social side of it, for the access, for the place where it is, the entertainment that's there, because many people go to polo and actually have their back to the game. It's a social thing. There's a bar.
There is a little bit for everybody
Yeah.
here, but there is, the main thing is the quality. You have top quality stables, top quality fields.
Right.
The place is fantastic.
The weather is good. Yeah.
Top quality golf courses.
Yeah.
All this is at the best level.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have, if you're playing and you're a top player and you have horses that are costing $200,000 each horse, and you come to play and the field is not that good, maybe it's too hard or this or that, you don't want to play you don't want to
risk your animals,
risk your horses.
Yeah.
So everything is at the top level here in Sotogrande, from villas to rent, to hotels, to polo fields, to golf courses, to everything is at the top.
Good. Yeah. And the top players like coming here.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
They prefer to France. They prefer to Biarritz. To I don't know. I think even now they're doing one in Saint-Tropez.
I think Saint-Tropez is good, but it's different. Sotogrande has fantastic polo, and if your family likes the beach life, it's fantastic for that month. Argentinians they love the beach, and in Argentina, January and February, you're always in the beach somewhere, or in Punta del Este or Mar del Plata or somewhere. Yeah. Here you have that option. Sometimes, if you're here and you're playing polo in the morning and you're watching polo in the afternoon, and at night you have dinner and you talk about polo and this, sometimes your wife gets a little bit bored and prefers to instead of having so much polo involvement, prefers to be in London or in Paris, that they have shopping and this and that sometimes you don't have here.
We've had royal visits here. I mean, we've had the King of Spain, the old king, giving it a prize. I remember standing next to him because he happened to be passing by. He's very, very casual, He's, but also, I believe, now Prince William and Prince Harry have come here to play. Also from Dubai, we've had these people are.
Yeah, you have Harry played here a few times before. You have Sheikh Falah from Abu Dhabi played here. Sheikh Ameitha from Dubai played here. Sultan of Brunei played here. King Juan Carlos came to give prizes and this and that. So you have a whole bunch of royals. And
do they come in as guests and play one or two games, or do they come as a team? I think the Sultan of Brunei stays here for a while.
The Brunei,
he brings a team.
Comes always in August and puts two teams, one in the medium level and one in the top level. UAE, that is the team of Sheikh Ameitha, came a couple of times, and they will come back, but not for now. Harry just came for for small tournaments.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, I know he's friends with Malcolm Borek, I believe. And
Yes.
that's the contact
yes.
there.
He came here to play. I don't know if you remember Raymond Neri.
Yeah.
Poor Raymond Neri. John Neri used to go to school at the same school, and he invited to come and play, and he played a couple of tournaments, I think, here.
In Santa Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. The rise of Santa Maria Polo Club has been dramatic compared to the others. Maybe is that because of location? Although Ayala is not too far away, Dos Lunas is a little bit further away. Is that? I'm thinking more of the tournament itself, because the tournament has grown and grown and grown and grown, and
I think it's a combination. It's a combination of the Moras, Sobel, Sainte Vicuña. They all had similar views, and so everybody wanted to have a better field than the others. So all the fields are fantastic. The stables, I think that the stables at Dos Lunas are top of the world. You don't have that many places like Dos Lunas around, and the fields in Los Pinos are fantastic. So it's a combination of everything. When Ramon decided to have a step back, and Sobel took over, Ayala took over that, they improved it even more, and looks like this year is going to be quite a good year. I think we have 8 or 9 teams coming already, so it's quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware that the place has been sold. I'm not sure whether that's the right word, but the Polo's staying there. The Polo fields are staying.
The Polo for now stays there. Yeah. Ramon came to an arrangement with the buyer and sold. I'm not sure that everything is sold. I think he still has part of the club, right. But yeah, we have to see in the future what's
big things. Getting onto the social side, okay? There's a lot of champagne. There's a lot of pretty women. That reminds me of the film Pretty Woman, with the hats. And we don't do the chumping of the thing. Why is that? Is that because we don't have to here, or
I think because the fields are so good
you don't have
that you don't really need to, as opposed to playing in England and then sometimes you play in a quite soft field and if the guys come at halftime, they fix the field quite good.
Yeah, they have to, because the horses, then it becomes dangerous. Who has been your favorite patron, so to speak, the ones that you've enjoyed? Maybe not because of the polo, because of the after polo.
Favorite guys that I work for are maybe Mario Mendoza from Florida. There was a lawyer in Florida, and I was very young then, and he was very young too. But then, and I had a good time there. It was fantastic. For the rest, I think working with Ramon Mora was great. Yeah. It's a very, very direct type of guy, and you don't find that so easy. It's very straight.
Right. Can anybody learn to play polo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that you need to have obviously confidence on being on a horse.
It's a little bit more complicated to learn to play polo or to play golf. Both you have to hit a ball and with the right coaching you will hit the ball.
Right.
Now in polo you need to hit the ball and you need to ride the horse. So if you have a riding background and you rode or you know how to ride horses and you want to play polo, it's a lot easier than if you have to start from scratch and learn to ride and learn to play. But yeah, for sure, there is possibilities for everybody, and there is levels for everybody. You know, you don't have to start learning how to play and then go and play in a 20 goal polo.
They won't let you near it. So if somebody wanted to start to play polo here in Sotogrande, for example, you know, so let's take a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old boy or girl. What's the path for them to do? Is there a path that they can get into it?
For a young guys, we do a lot during the summer, training camps and this and that. Many lessons. If you live here in Sotogrande and you're in the school, for instance, you have a possibility to have lessons, individual lessons to start off, and then you go into a group if there is a group. So it's quite easy. You have a few polo schools, Iridique Polo School. You have Polo Valley, and you have individual professionals that are teaching the game. Yeah.
And cost-wise, is it? I mean, you don't have to buy a horse, presumably.
No. My recommendation to people that want to learn is learn first, and you pay for your lesson with the rented horse, and you go, and after you decide, oh, this is a really nice sport, and the people are nice, and I like to do this. Then you start looking to buy a horse. But for the first year or so, you can do just an individual lesson. Lessons, they range from 100 to 200 euros.
Right, and that's an hour.
It's about an hour. Yeah.
So, because of the horse and everything else, and you get.
You get a horse, you ride a horse, and you get an instructor that usually rides another horse, and is helping you.
Right. I have a question here, which I will ask. Why do people wear the white jeans? Is that part of the tradition?
Tradition, I think. It's tradition, yeah. It's
it's a bit silly. Maybe we won't even put it into the.
I think it's tradition.
But okay. Say the schools here, because of the weather, do you have people that just? I mean, I know Polo Valley have people that fly in to learn because you can play polo here probably as from the Easter or maybe just before Easter, well into September, October.
You play it all year round. It's a little bit more during the winter. Sometimes you have some days of rain and you can play, but usually the temperature-wise it's okay. And there is people coming, like you say, coming for a weekend. They come for a week, for 10 days. They come for a month. You have all kinds of guys that want to come and play. And if you're in the winter in England and you say, well, 5 months without playing or something, and you take a plane, you come for the weekend, you land in Gibraltar, and you're in 15 minutes and you're here.
How do you see polo evolving here now? Do you think it's going to be the same tick, tick, tick? Will it get bigger? Are there challenges?
I think it's quite big already, and it's quite good. To make it, if you want to continue grow, you need to look for places with more fields. That's one of the problems that polo has, is that you have a big piece of real estate for not so many players.
Yeah.
Because the more players you put in a field, the more games, the more destroyed the field gets. And the idea of Sotogrande is that you're always coming here to play in top level fields. So we are quite big, and like you say, this is one of the majors in August. So to improve that, you need to improve the infrastructure.
Right.
And then you can grow. But we are at top level of European and American polo. So we're not going to be like Argentina ever. No. But you are in the scale that you're together with the Queen's Cup and the Gold Cup in England and the Gold Cup and US Open. We are already at that level here. Mm-hmm. If you want to improve, to get a more polo the rest of the year, I would try to get some more places that people can come and base themselves here.
Right. By that you mean villas to live in, or have the horses and the people to base themselves here?
You need to. The more people are based around the area, the more full time.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Or people that are traveling.
Or let's say you can work in England, or you can work in Germany or wherever, but to have your horse organization here. Mm-hmm. So that is easy for you. You're in Germany, you come for the weekend, you play, you go back to work. Right. So I think the weather and the whole of Sotogrande has a lot to offer for people to come and play the rest of the year.
We've had German clients who wanted to bring, they're not polo players, but they jump. Mm-hmm. And they have they came to visit Santa Maria and they inspected the whole place because they wanted to move everything here, because it says we can ride here year round, outside. In Germany they ride, but they're inside, so it's a different thing. And I think that's something that could grow as well. It's not just polo in terms of the equine sports that we have. You know, you've got dressage and you have show jumping, which are also good.
Yes, I think we're improving in that respect. Dos Lunas is a super place for dressage. Mm-hmm. They have fantastic facilities. And Santa Maria has gone and done a little bit for show jumping. Mm-hmm. And we have just around the corner in Montemedio, there is a lot of jumping there. And I think Sotogrande could probably get some of that.
If I gave you a magic mallet and said, what was the one thing you think you'd like to change or improve for the polo world here in Sotogrande, what would it be? More fields? Is that? I think you mentioned that already, but
no, I'm not sure if more fields. Probably to try to have the intensity of polo and the level of polo that we have in August, mm-hmm. to try to have May, June, July. It's very difficult, but that will work.
Yeah, good. You mentioned your son at the beginning. Roger is Rosendo, isn't it? Roger. He is from the school here. He was educated here. All right, so he was born here. He was went to the school here and wants to be a polo player, or is a polo player probably. I mean, mm-hmm. How is that something that he learned as a very young child, or just because, as they say, les chiens font pas les chats, les chiens font les chiens. You know, so
he learned him when he was young.
Yeah.
Although he didn't really get so crazy when he was young, he was crazy about football,
right.
And but he learned young, and he had all the possibilities here in Sotogrande. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had horses, so he could ride all the time. He could play. We played together in teams mm-hmm. when he was young, and he done quite well.
How many goals has he got?
He's 6 in UK and Argentina, and 5 here. And he's doing very good.
So he's a pro now, would you say?
Yes.
That's his life.
He play in Dubai January, February, March.
Mm-hmm.
He played just the 2 weekends here, and he's in England now, getting ready for his season there.
Mm-hmm.
He
And who
won
would he
the-
play for there? Who does he have a team yet, or is he?
He has he's playing for Park Place, top team in England, and he played last season for Talandrakas, which they won the Queen's Cup, so it was very good. And then we are trying to organize now his Argentinian season that to play the Municipalidad and hopefully qualified for the Camera.
Cool. You must be very proud of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of hard work.
He won in Dubai. He won the main tournament, the Gold Cup.
Wow.
So he's doing quite well.
Excellent. That's really good. Congratulations. A question I ask everybody is, how would you describe Sotogrande in one sentence or a small sentence?
It's a paradise place.
Sotogrande is a paradise
yes,
place.
for sure. You have the weather helps, the beach helps, the polo for me is fantastic. Yeah. The golf.
Yeah, you play golf, don't you?
Yeah, not enough, but
no one plays enough golf.
but,
That's the problem.
15, 16, I think.
Okay, good. That's better than me. That's very good. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you wish I should have asked regarding polo, regarding Sotogrande, regarding yourself? Is there anything that you wished I could share with me?
No, I think we had a good conversation, and we touched a lot of subjects and Sotogrande and polo and dressage and jumping and stuff. So I think we covered quite good.
I mean, my objective is to get the community to understand what polo is, particularly those obviously who don't know too much about it, and the newcomers to the community. It's a welcoming place, the polo world. They shouldn't be afraid of it, in terms of approaching. I really like during the summer when they set it up that there's some place for kids to go and play, so family can come. There are lots of restaurants, nice bars.
I think that in one respect, Sotogrande and the area here, we should do maybe a bit more information about some of the fantastic restaurants that you have in Sotogrande, but also around. Like in San Roque, you have the Guadarnés.
Yes,
it's fantastic, or El Copo, or some of the restaurants that are not in Sotogrande, but they are 10-minute drive. Yeah, and it will add up some different for a I don't know, for a German guy or something. Yeah. Sotogrande is very...
And they actually I've taken Germans to Palmones.
Yes.
To Casamané.
Fantastic as well. Yeah.
Fish is amazing.
You have some of those restaurants people don't know in here, and are fantastic.
Yeah. Well, talking about restaurants, Cancha Dos, is that going to be rebuilt, or is it on its way?
I was there the other day, and I think for this year it's not going to be rebuilt, but they will probably arrange it. In the summer they put the big tent
terrace,
and terrace and this and that. So they will do something like that, and eventually something fixed.
Something will be fixed, hopefully. Okay, that's Santi. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm sure the listeners will and the viewers will enjoy this podcast. Anything to do with polo has been covered, and you're a great asset to the community, because we need people like yourself who are passionate about what they do to really exploit that and share it with everybody. That's how we get a community, with people like yourself really participating. So thank you very much indeed for being with me,
Charlie. Thank you very much, and thanks for inviting me here.
Pleasure. So there you are, Santi. What an honor to have him with us, wasn't it? Before I go, could I please ask you to subscribe to the channel? It is something that really makes it useful for us. So thank you very much for listening. Santi Torreguitar. We'll have more guests soon. Look forward to seeing you in my next podcast.